Armin, you've been doing this for quite some time. I was a club kid in the 90s. In fact, you and I are both born in '76, and I never thought in a million years it would grow to as large as it has. Does it blow your mind at all?
Absolutely. I mean, a lot of people ask me, like, was it your dream to spin all around the world and, you know, to play in clubs everywhere, big festivals? But when I grew up listening to dance music, it was completely unthinkable to DJ anywhere outside of the Netherlands. That was like, there was no such thing as an industry. There were no big events. There was no EDC. There was no Tomorrow World. There was no, you know, there were no big events. There wasn't even dance music being played on daytime radio. So it's an industry that kind of invented itself, and it sort of came out of nowhere, to be honest. I mean, it was a club thing. I remember coming to New York here for the first time with my record bag, and I had 800. I sold 800 tickets, and the promoter was like super happy, like 800 tickets, yay! And that was like, then you did really well. And now you land and you hear at the airport that there's 80,000 people waiting for you. So the scale and the size of the industry is just enormous.
Well, I mean, out of the $20 billion of revenue it generates, $15 billion of that comes from festivals. And I remember going to the clubs, you could always tell who the DJ was because he had his crates full of records. Yeah. And it's so different now. The stigma is any guy or girl with an Apple laptop can be a DJ, and it's way more than that. Explain to us what's behind that besides just the music itself.
I think it's a passion. I mean, you have to connect with your fans through social media. That's incredibly important right now. Everything's digital, like you said, with an Apple laptop. You can become a DJ. I mean, DJing is not a protected profession like a doctor or a dentist. You can just become a DJ if you decide to be a DJ. Your quickest way to the top is just to make your own tracks, and you can do that on a laptop and just you know, be in touch via email with a record company, upload your song, and if other DJs decide to play your track, then you can become a superstar. That's just the way it is right now.
But there's more of an art to it as well. You're a composer, you're a producer, you have your own production company. It's more than just sampling a couple tracks. There really is an art to the ear and the feeling. This is something that you're passionate about. It's just not traveling the world and putting on the shows. It's in you.
Yes. Well, you need to be a music fanatic. I mean, you need to be a little bit crazy to live this lifestyle because you're constantly on the air, in the air, on planes, hotel rooms. And other than that, you do need to have some knowledge of the technology that you're using. I mean, yes, everything goes mostly, all the music comes out of one computer, it's electronic music, but still, you need some skills. You definitely need a set of skills to know how the DAWs work. DAW is a digital audio workstation. It's your software that you use to create this music. There's a lot to say about the craft. It's like you really have to learn how to make an electronic dance music track.
Speaking of skills, you finished off your law degree in 2003. How has that helped you with business?
Well, I'll tell you a really funny story. I remember on a rainy Tuesday morning, I went to college and I had this professor drawing up on a board like, here's an incorporated that owns 30% of this incorporated that owns 25% of this incorporated. And everybody was like, yawn, you know. And a few years later, I happened to have a tree like that myself, you know. I'm a shareholder in several companies right now. I have to deal with tax laws of several countries. And having this degree definitely helped me to understand my own administration and the administration of my, my office a lot better. Because specifically the tax law, for example, here in the US is very difficult. I mean, I pay taxes here, I pay taxes in the Netherlands, I pay taxes in the UK, you know, because I play there. So you have to understand how it goes with deductions, with withholding tax. I specialized in copyright law. So that's something that really comes in handy, especially now with the whole changed world of downloads and streaming and that whole discussion. It's really, you know, looking back at it, I made the absolute right decision by specializing in business law and writing a paper on copyright law during my studies.
And finally, EDM, it's grown so fast because of the internet. Everything's available online. Social media, of course, has been a great promoter of it. But if you look at the top 10 DJs in terms of money that they're making each year, it's guys that have been around since day one, like you know, Skrillex, Tiesto. It seems as if the DJs have a long shelf life. Like, it's such a specialized industry, but your original guys are still the top performers.
I agree. There is a lot of room for new talent, though. I mean, recently we saw guys like Martin Garrix and Andrew Rayel come up, but I think it's really important to establish a certain fan base, and I guess I'm lucky with the fact that I got a few years to really establish a name in the club scene and through my radio show. It's really important to have that foundation with the clubbers so they know where to find you. It's impossible just from one day to the other to be known and that everybody plays your music. That's just not how it goes. So you really have to invest, especially if you begin in your online presence. Social media is extremely important. I can't stress that enough. You know, you see DJs really investing huge amounts of money right now, and just in having an online presence. That's, especially with the young children, it's extremely important because everybody's on their phone right now. And second, it's really important to invest in your own sound and your uniqueness. Give people a reason to come out and go and see you. You know, that's the essence of it.
All right, thanks very much, Jon.
No worries.
For The Street in New York, I'm Jill Malandrino.